32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So just like a branch, when you plant it and you've been watering it for some time, and you can start seeing the buds coming out. You know that it's almost it's going to be ready.
It's going to be spring.
Yep.
And that's how you know that's the beginning of the year, man. You don't fucking start a year in the middle of a fucking winter. That's fucking ridiculous, man. What you can do is look at the trees and look at the leaves. Look at the leaves. They didn't come as leaves like the brothers said.
There was just branches.
There was just branches, and then they turned into little tiny buds, and then that's when you know. Hey, and those little buds of the end, those jets flying around in formation, preparing for war. Esau passing these laws left and right to chip your ass. World War III, rumors of war. Those are the little buds of the end. That's what the apostles were trying to ask Yahushua. He's like, don't worry about it. And even if he would have told them the truth, like not the truth, he did tell them the truth, but they didn't get it. Even if he told them like this, look, man, you're gonna find out in one of your reincarnations, so just relax. They still wouldn't have believed it.
Let me read that again. It says Matthew 24 and 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors.
Damn. Now let me get this for you. This is Amos 9 and 5. And the Lord power of hosts is he that toucheth the land, and it shall melt, and all that dwelleth therein shall mourn, and it shall rise up wholly like a flood, and shall be drowned as by the flood of Egypt. Now that word, Lord of power of hosts, hosts is armies. So he's gonna touch the land and it's gonna melt. Put that in your freaking dream processor. Daydream about that. Have a fantasy about that. When the Lord touches, boom, it's gonna melt. Now it's gonna melt with those missiles. It's gonna get so fucking hot. And he doesn't have to put his foot down. His will. He's gonna be like, oh, it's time. Boom. Yahushua's gonna come back, the missile's gonna be fired simultaneously, it's gonna melt, and we're gonna get rescued all. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be, I couldn't tell you how it's gonna be. I could only paint you a pretty picture. It's gonna be death and destruction. It's gonna be blood, bones, carcasses are gonna be there. Birds are going to eat, get their full of the carcasses. All these scriptures are going to come to pass. Woo, it's going to get chipped, and it's going to be fucking scary. There's no buts about it. You won't be able to say but or what if. None of that stuff. This is Joel. I'm going to start at 1. The word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that came to Joel, the son of Bethuel. Hear this, ye old men, and give ear, all ye inhabitants of the land. Hath this been in your days, or even in the days of your father? The end hasn't been in the days of your father, or in your days. Everybody's age comes to an end. But Esau's age is going to come to an end. And ours, the kingdom is going to be set up. Tell ye your children of it, and let your children tell their children, and their children another generation. That which the palmer worm hath left, hath the locust eaten, and that which the locust hath left, hath the canker worm eaten, and that which the canker worm hath left, hath the caterpillar eaten. So, those carcasses, man, they're gonna get turned into soil, man. They see how
It
break
keeps getting lesser and lesser.
keeps
right?
breaking down.
Yeah,
Boom,
breaking down.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
You're done, dude. You had a nice run.
Yeah. I'm going to read this again. It's Matthew 24 and 33. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. So it says even at the doors. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he's at the door right now.
Man, it's gonna get fucking ugly.
Because this is Revelation 3 and 20. It says, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. So this is the door right here because he's speaking through us.
And remember at the beginning, the brother said that faith is a gift. So when Yahushua is knocking, you gotta have faith that it's Yahushua. Hey, so that's what.
You gotta know by that knock.
And this is the knock, the end of the times. It's getting bad. It's getting worse and worse.
By the signs.
Like that scripture I got in Joel. Keeps getting worse and worse.
Yep. So you want to open that door. Open your mind. You know. It says. You want to keep going?
I'm out of Joel.
Okay.
I'm in a different one. Go ahead.
It says, to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne.
That's deep scripture right there. All those who overcome, as I overcame. You're not paying attention in those fucking Christian churches. How the hell do you miss that? That doesn't make you fucking think that you keep reading the same motherfucking scripture every motherfucking Sunday, not learning a goddamn thing, talking about you love the whole motherfucking world. You are one stupid idiot.
That means you have to overcome too.
Shame on you. Hey, angelic confirmation. Shame on you. We have to overcome, man. We're gonna get tested too, man. This ain't free. Why do you think we don't charge anybody money? Because Yahushua is going to charge you. He's going to test you. Try to refine like gold, fine gold and silver. And I was just laughing at the Chi-Town tried to refine the scoffers. I think one of the apostles called it refried beans, or shy and refried beans. That's funny. Killer stuff, man. Hey, you don't hear about those people that fell out. They're probably going to be the ones that are going to suffer the most. And even though we're going to be tested and tried and read that again.
It says the one about the
Yeah, even as I tried.
This is Revelation 3:21. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne.
So we have to overcome. And part of that overcoming is the chip. That's the worst one. That's the one that makes me fucking. I'm gonna resist it, but it's gonna be mass fucking death. A lot of people are gonna reject it, and they're gonna have to get fucking put to death. We're gonna have to be put to death. And I ain't taking no fucking chip. I'm fucking. I done did all of this work. I'm gonna get paid. And if clocking out means getting my head put in the guillotine, fucking take it. I'm getting paid, motherfuckers. I'm getting paid. I want that crown. You better believe I want that crown. And guess what?
And that crown is a gift too, because it tells you, don't let no one take your crown. Or, you know?
That's exactly what. Because Yahushua has that crown for me. Yahushua has that crown for Amawan. He has 144,000 crowns with each brother's name on it.
Yeah. And Lord willing, we do have one. You know, that's got our name.
Damn.
We can tie it.
As soon as that, oh man, if Lord willing, as soon as that goes on my head, I'm gonna be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Because not only do I know all this is worth it, but when I have to overcome, I'm going to be thinking about that. Continue that verse, that beautiful verse.
It says, to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame.
Yahushua overcame a lot. We get into Matthew's 4th chapter all the time. The temptation of Yahushua. Man, not only the temptation of Yahushua, when the devil was scoffing at him, and then he had his physical counterpart, the Romans, and fucking actually carry out the wicked judgment of the Jews back then. So everybody that had a hand to do it is going to get fucked up. There's a lot of work to do. That's why there's 144 crowns. Hey, he suffered the most. So, you know, whatever I'm going to suffer is nothing compared to what Yahushua suffered. Nothing.
Yeah. You got to know what it really takes to overcome, you know, because he went through a lot of hell, you know, and he still overcame. You know?
He did, man.
But he did that for us, you know.
I can only imagine the nightmares he had about that day. He must have seen that shit happening. Man. He said that the scripture said he was sweating blood. Sweating blood, son. Because it takes a real power. For us, he did that for us. So yeah, when you say the chip or your hair, I'm gonna say fuck you, give me the guillotine, son. Dumb motherfucker. And I'm gonna laugh too. I'm gonna be like, you know I'm gonna come right back and whoop your fucking ass. Just talking shit until that. We're not even gonna feel it. We're not even gonna feel it. It's gonna be fast.
Yep. we're gonna be right back, just like how, like on the Matrix, you try to take out, if you try to take out an agent, what happens? He comes right back.
Right back. Right back. So you I can see why the church did what they did and fucked Jake 2/3 up like that. Can you imagine if everybody that was in these churches had the faith that we have? They'd be at Capitol Hill, and every fucking state demanded that they change the fucking laws. Doing shit like that. But we know that shit don't roll with your house shy. That's not your house shy's forte. He even said, give to Caesar what's Caesar's, and give to Yahweh what belongs to Yahweh. What's your next scripture?
This is Matthew 24 and 25. It says, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of the day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only." So nobody knows when Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, is coming back. Not even the angels know. So if not even the angels know, how are you going to be prepared? You know?
You gotta be always prepared. There's a famous saying in many martial arts, and it all boils down to always being ready. And if you're not ready, your ass is dead. Your ass is gonna die. And guess what? Nobody's gonna shed a tear for you. Because everybody else is gonna be worried about their own ass. Hey, when martial law hits and all those crazy prisoners break out of prison and start raping these women, nobody's gonna care. Think you're some hot shit, you're a commodity. You will be a commodity when all hell breaks loose. You'll see. You are gonna be worth a lot to a lot of different guys, but not in the way you think. You're gonna be used and abused. This is time for revelation. All right, this is Revelation 18:1. "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird." That's what's gonna happen, man.
And he says it twice. Babylon is falling.
It's falling.
Because that's a great thing that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's why you say it a couple times.
Yeah.
Like when you're watching a boxing match and someone does a nice move.
Yeah.
Like I was watching Canelo and Triple G. I like the way he steps back and steps out of punches. Like he turns his shit. He's fucking good, dude. He's fucking good. That's how it's gonna be.
Or like if you win, you know. I remember that Karate Kid at the end. He told Mr. Miyagi, he was like, we did it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why you say it twice.
Hey, that's how we're gonna be when we get that crown. We did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
I guess the first time you say it because it happened, and the second time you say it because you can't believe it happened. So Babylon is fallen. is falling,
Well,
Babylon is going to fall.
because this is that great city. You know?
And this is how you know we're talking about the United States. Verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of wrath of her fornication. Oh, what is the wrath of her fornication? If you don't Americanize, we're going to bring these troops down and destabilize. Look at Venezuela. They haven't got the troops down there, but they're doing it differently now. They don't want to, Venezuela doesn't want to drink that wine. Don't. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of earth are waxed rich thorough the abundance of her delicacies. So everybody's rich because the United States allows them certain liberties and hooks them up. Like right now, their oil, they're selling the oil to the United States. They're getting paid for it. Oh, and they're having a lot of wars though. Somebody has to pay those soldiers. Somebody has to buy guns from those soldiers for those soldiers to have. Somebody has to make those soldiers clothes. Hey, people have to tell the United States, hey, like Lockheed Martin makes the F-35s, right? They're getting paid. Hey, that's a German company. No, don't think it's American. And whoever's selling them rockets, man, they're getting paid. Do you really think that these fucking white people you see in America are really from here? That they go back here from their existence? No, they're German. They're other forms of Edomites, Russian, and shit like that. They're like Project Paperclip. After World War II, all the scientists from Nazi Germany were brought over here and they started making rockets. They're getting paid too. They're getting paid too. All the nations have drunk of your fornication. And you made the kings rich. You're making the Rothschilds rich. All the banking families rich. SpaceX is getting rich. Elon Musk is getting rich. Man, I bet you those motherfuckers weren't even born here in America. I doubt it. Why the fuck would you want to be born here if you got so much fucking money? Go ahead.
It's in Matthew 24 and 37. But as the day of Noah, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So the same way Noah was when that flood came is the same way that's going to happen again when the Son, the Most High comes. Right? Because it said, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
So what was the name they used? Say it like it's written.
No.
No. So they just have different forms of names. But that's not the same as you saying Jesus is the name of the Lord. It's not the same.
Because the definition for Noah, is rest.
Man. So we're gonna get rest when Yahushua comes back. So we can't wait for this thing to happen.
Yep, because Noah was the one that gave everyone rest.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Because he's the one that gathered everybody and all the animals in the ark.
But before he did that, as he was doing that, because as in the days of Noah, he was prophesying. He prophesied for 120 years. And don't say, oh, it's going to take 120 years for Yahushua to come back, because he started prophesying right now. Let's start from Abu Bidin. That was like in the 60s. So that's 40 years, 60 years. 60 years right now. I can wait another 60.
Or the Hebrew origin, I think it said resting place.
Yeah, because those wicked people got resting place as soon as the flood came by. So
The ark was a resting place.
and even though it was a huge ark, it wasn't made for everybody. It was only made for an elect. So in these days also there's an elect. And guess what? They're all building the ark. This is their main assembly tool. This is Revelation 17:5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. That's the United States to a T. Mother of harlots. Every woman comes over here to the United States to become a whore. And even men come over here to become a fucking bitch. Like a Bruce Jenner decides he wants to be a fucking female. So if he's a female, is that a harlot? And abominations of the earth. Abortion is abomination. Not only do they got abortions, but they let homosexuals have kids. Or be parents. Or be ordained ministers. Man, a bunch of abominations. Like I like the one where the devil Esau allowed a gay man to be a priest. That's an abomination. That painting of Caesar Borgia, all white and blue-eyed, that's nobody. That's another abomination. Right?
I'm going to read it again. It's Matthew 24:38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. See, so it says that they knew not, and it took them all away. So if you're not in that ark, you're not, just like, same thing, if you're not in these scriptures, in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to the truth, you're going to be taken away.
And I'm glad you say that, because that brings up a new topic of conversation. This is Luke 15:11, and he said, a certain man had 2 sons. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. So you're not going to be in the truth, and and be riotous, you're gonna be humble. So like brother was saying, the only riches you can have are the riches right here in the scriptures. So you 2/3 represent that young son. But you guys ain't gonna come back because this son comes back. Okay, verse 12 or the beginning of what? All right, this is Luke 15 and 11. And he said, a certain man had 2 sons. And this is verse 12. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. So he asked his father for his inheritance. That was the younger son. So he wanted his inheritance before it was time to give him his inheritance.
Yeah. Just like Esau.
Mm-hmm. And then verse 14. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in the land, and he began to be in want. Wait, let me explain that. So in verse 13 it says, and not many days after, the young son gathered all together, so he took all his riches and his inheritance, and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. So that's how you 2/3 are living right now. You don't give a damn about the truth. You're wasting your fucking time. You don't want to study. You rather party. You want to get a raise, a promotion. You want to get this and that. Riotous living. And then on the next verse, and when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in the land, and he began to be in want. So now there's a famine in the land. Guess what? There's a famine of the word. So you thought you could be a Christian and live deliciously?
Now they want it, you know, because first they took their inheritance and wasted it, you know, but now they wasted it. Now they're saying now we don't have nothing. Now can we get it back? You know,
they're about to say that, but guess what? We're gonna find out. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of the country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. So he was so hungry he had to go feed swine. So this son was spent all his money, and now he has to do the unthinkable. Really, that's talking about us, because all throughout our generations we've been wasting our gifts, and now that we don't